About 2.5 minutes ago, this score was posted in the Georgia Dome, and the Florida Gator fans began to erupt because their team takes the field now knowing that they are playing for a shot in the national championship game against Ohio State. Well, Artie Johnson said on Laugh In a generation ago, very interesting.
I've been saying since September, nobody can tell me who the two best teams are. Nobody knows. These teams are so even right now, and to anoint teams is impossible. You have to decide it on the field. It's the SEC championship right now. Florida better not take their eye off the ball because Arkansas is not going to back up.
And Arkansas got that touchdown to pull within 10. The game being brought to you on high-definition television. And you will recall that Florida won the toss and deferred the option to the second half. So they will receive the ball. Keyston Moore, Brandon James are the deep man. 17-7. Brian Vavra, number 52, who is a terrific kickoff man, will attempt to put this one into the end zone. No, he won't. He'll kick it very, very short, and a fair catch called and taken at the 31-yard line by Billy Latsko. Moments ago, Tracy Wolfson with Florida head coach Urban Meyer.
Coach, are you aware that UCLA beat USC?
No, we have our hands full right here with a very talented Arkansas team.
There was no mention of that in the locker room.
No mention of that. We got a lot of work to do tonight.
Well, now that you know, will you coach any differently in the second half?
No, we gotta win the SEC championship. That's been our goal from day one, and we're gonna go after it as hard as we can here in the second half.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck.
I admire what he said. I don't believe a word of it about not knowing. First down and 10. Here's Chris Leak into the flat. Cornelius Ingram. Randy Kelly is there to meet him. There's a flag down as well. Well, the halftime numbers in this one, a 17-7 game.
And you can look at time of possession. That is an anomaly for the Razorbacks. They're one of the worst in the country in time of possession, but it's been the big plays by Florida. Harvin, and you know, I think both teams, Vern, those big plays, one to Harvin and one to Marcus Monk, have given this team going into the second half some hope.
That'll be a 5-yard penalty. We'll repeat first down.
Is this something? How about college football, huh?
Yeah, how about it? And so Urban Meyer said no. He did not talk with his team about the result. Actually, here in the Georgia Dome, in this age of instant communication, cell phones and television sets, the crowd, most of them knew about halfway through halftime. Leak intercepted, picked off by the Arkansas Razorbacks. Weston Dacus, the middle linebacker.
Hard to believe. Dacus takes a couple steps forward. Chris Leak thinks he's coming, and then he backs up. Watch the middle linebacker. Just a little move up. Watch him move up and then back. Chris Leak takes his eye off him. Comes up and then goes back. Chris Leak gave up on him, took his eye off of him, and that caused the interception. You throw the ball over the middle, you must account for those linebackers.
Dacus gets the first interception of the season. Here's the handoff. Darren McFadden, a little gimpy with an injured ankle. The tackle is made by Brandon Seiler. For those of you who joined us at halftime, Chris Hetland got a field goal for Florida to give them a 3-0 lead. Big play in the first half was a blocked punt.
Yep.
Jared Faison on Jacob Skinner. Then Chris Leak went 9 yards on a run. It was 10-0. They jumped out to a 17-0 lead until with a minute and a half to go in the halftime, Arkansas got a touchdown pass, Casey Dick to Marcus Monk. Felix Jones. Reggie Lewis will remember that hit.
Yeah. See, Felix Jones has to come through. Darren McFadden looks like he's 75% right now. Maybe as he gets it loosened up, it'll get better. But no running out of bounds for the championship. Going to run right over those corners. And even Reggie Nelson says, his guy ain't running out of bounds. Didn't he see all those films of me hitting those guys?
Darren McFadden, here's the Wildcat formation, first used this year against Ole Miss. Not terribly effective tonight until now. First down, Arkansas at the 19. Felix Jones.
Boy, the Wildcat is kind of the tame cat when you got number 5 limping out there. But, you know, it's been so good to them. They just can't get out of this formation. Having trouble running the ball. How do you get the ball to Felix Jones? You go to that Wildcat, you know number 1's going to be there in the alley. That's the alley, and Jones beats him.
Casey Dick in the shotgun, first down at the 19.
There's the safety right over the top, Reggie Nelson.
They fake the reverse. Casey Dick into the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Cedric Washington, number 10. Injured earlier this season and not all that active.
Well thrown ball by Casey Dick. The only place it could have been, and great coverage by Ryan Smith. You got to test that hamstring if you're Arkansas, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. Ryan Smith, first year in Florida, transferred from Utah. Second down and 10. McFadden in motion. They hand it off to him. He gets a block in the corner from Marcus Monk. McFadden with a stiff arm, first and goal, Hogs.
Boy, the center, Jonathan Louigs, number 63, is the guy that pulls. That looked like another gear right there, didn't it? Watch the center right there come out and around. Louigs comes right out. He's outside, gets it outside, has a chance to get a block, but both the corner and the safety run right by him. Tough for those big guys to block the little guys in space.
The freshman Mitch Mustain is on the field for the first time tonight. Started 8 games, won all of them. Bobbles the snap. Goes left, he's down to the 2. So Mustain, who got many more reps with his full week of practice, was not called on last Friday against LSU, is in for the 1 play.
Yeah, he was a little nervous, don't you think?
Yes.
I don't blame him. You could tell they wanted to run the quarterback draw, and they didn't want Casey Dick running the quarterback draw. Ooh, Ray McDonald limping off, I think, number 95. One of their playmakers on that defensive line. Back in the Wildcat.
And Darren McFadden is 5 yards back. He throws it. He's 6 for 6 this year for 3 touchdowns.
How about that?
6 for 6, 3 of them touchdowns. Arkansas, McFadden to Felix Jones.
Nobody covered Jones on the slot. He just ran back and threw it to him. This was a running play. Everybody else on the team thought it was a run, except for Jones and McFadden. They made eye contact. The offensive line was blocking run. They looked up and said, pass.
Jeremy Davis with the extra point.
Couple things to look for. Here's the coverage right here on the touchdown. But watch this offensive line. They think it's a run. They're going to block a run. Hey, nobody's covering to Felix Jones. I'm going to throw it to him. I can play quarterback. It's like Peyton Manning.
He played a little quarterback at Oak Grove High School, Pulaski, Oak Grove, North Little Rock. Kid's pretty good. Running and throwing. Wildcat formation. Darren McFadden has thrown the ball 6 times and completed 6. And what's the area code of his hometown?
That's that right arm, 501 in Little Rock. And I'm going to rename, I don't like this Wildcat. I'm going to call it the 501 from now on. When he's at quarterback, it's the 501 for me.
I'll listen to you.
All right.
I'll listen to you.
Because Wildcat ain't a Wildcat if number 501 ain't in there.
He's doing pretty good in 404.
That's exactly right.
Arkansas with the last 14 points. With 5 minutes to go in the first half, they were down 17-0. Here's the catch. They moved Brandon James all the way up to the 28-yard line. But good coverage by the special teams of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Remember, they gave up a 92-yard kickoff return to Trindon Holiday of LSU last week. Well, this Florida team this season, look at the fast starts, Gary, and the slow finishes.
Yeah, you know, I attribute a lot of that to inability to kick field goals. Kept teams in games, and then all of a sudden they had to, hold on at the end.
player injured for the Florida Gators at the 37. Eric Rutledge, special teams performer number 29.
What a great defensive scheme last time to force that interception for Arkansas. Reggie Herring, he's known for those blitzes and those fake blitzes. And he got the quarterback. Give that one, to Dacus, yes. But Reggie Herring designed that blitz, and he got him.
Well, Chris Leak throws the interception. It leads to, here's Chris Houston, number 2. Best defender out of Austin, LBJ High School.
Also think about this. Florida, yes, they're alive for the national championship. But Arkansas has never won the Southeastern Conference Championship. It's huge to them.
Frank Broyles brought them into the Southeast Conference in 1992 Southeastern Conference. They appeared in this game in 1995. They were thrashed by Florida. They were here again in 2002 when they were tied for the Western Division lead, and they were walloped by Georgia 30-3. Percy Harvin is behind Chris Leak. That's Billy Latsko in motion. Leak will keep it. Cuts up. Oh boy, he takes a pop up high from Jamal Anderson, number 92.
See, Antoine Robinson played it right this time. He didn't attack Leak. He took away the pitch, turned him back in to number 92. And number 92 says, oh, I get a free shot on a quarterback? Ooh, I like that.
How about the takedown of Andre Caldwell?
Absolutely. Well, he's a wide receiver. He should take him down.
2nd and 7. Caldwell comes in the slot to the near side. Keyston Moore starts right. Leak goes right. Fires it down the sidelines. Incomplete. Intended for Cornelius Ingram. John Johnson defending. It'll be 3rd and 7. I've seen Chris Leak, Gary, play since they started at LSU his freshman year. At the walkthrough yesterday, he walked over and he said, well, one more game. He was not thinking about the possibilities after this one. He had his mind set on winning the SEC championship. 3rd and 7. Got a man open. Dallas Baker, who drops it.
I'll tell you right now, Arkansas is coming. Dallas Baker is going to get this pass. Could have caught it, but it had to be perfect. He's in the slot. Excuse me, outside. He's to the outside spot. Kind of whips on Chris Houston. The ball's right there. That should have been caught, but big Antoine Robinson, number 97, I think it was, came in and said, Chris Leak, get that mental clock going because I'm coming after you all game.
One of the big plays in Florida's loss at Auburn was a block punt. Eric Wilbur. This time, very little pressure. It is a line drive punt, and Reggie Fish slips and falls. 41-yard punt. Fish trying to swim upstream. Didn't work. Well, the Arkansas Razorbacks, 3rd visit to the SEC championship game. They've yet to win. They trail by 3. CBS Sports coverage of the SEC championship game presented by Dr. Pepper is sponsored by Applebee's Neighborhood Grill and Bar, The Hartford, Toyota, and by Dr. Pepper. .10:40 remaining 3rd quarter, 17-14 Florida. Ray McDonald walked off the field a moment ago. For more on that, here's Tracy Wolfson.
That's right, guys. A really upsetting scene on the sideline as senior defensive lineman Ray McDonald, one of the leaders on this Florida defense, was hovered over in pain. He was taken into the locker room. It is a broken right arm.
Oh, boy.
You could see that he got his right arm stuck between Brandon Seiler and Mitch Mustaine, and it just got leverage on him, and it was like it just wouldn't bend that way.
Ray McDonald, who fought back from 2 torn ACLs.
Yeah, surgery on both knees this offseason.
Right. 17-14, 1st down 10. Casey Dick hands it off. Darren McFadden comes right. Well, Marcus Thomas was kicked off this team. Violation of substance abuse, and look at the difference without him, and now McDonald gone.
Yeah, and the big one, I think, is takeaways. With Thomas, they were able to put that pressure on the quarterback and force those takeaways.
So the defensive line now has Moss, Derek Harvey, Cohen, and Stephen Harris. They're the inside men. Hand off Felix Jones. Yards are really tough to gain tonight. That was McFadden, not Felix Jones. 5 instead of 25. Well, points off turnovers, Gary, tonight. Here's the block punt.
All right, these two defenses have held their own. Both defenses given up a big play. But with the turnovers, you get a short field for Chris Leak and then a short field for Darren McFadden. How about that? Chris Leak runs it. Darren McFadden throws it.
3rd and 7. Play action for Casey Dick. Deep. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Incomplete to Damon Williams. And he had some space.
That would have been a tough catch. That would have really been a tough catch. That ball was thrown just a little too far. Well, could have had it. Could have had it. Looks like they all look easy and super slow, don't they?
All right, could have or should have?
I'd say should have. Casey Dick will vote should have, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Instead, Jacob Skinner is on to punt. Brandon James is back. Takes his time, then drifts back. Here's Skinner. Oh, they come after it again. And there was, it might have been tipped. Skinner's down, there's no flag. James muffed it and then fell on it. And Skinner is asking, wait a minute.
Well, usually the punter gets the benefit of the doubt in that call. He is very vulnerable when that blocker comes and hits his down leg.
Time call.
Toyota presents Heroes of the Fall.
In the 1994 SEC Championship game, we were down by 6 with only a few minutes left in that ball game, and Coach Spurrier utilized a formation that we had run a bunch in practice but never actually used in a ball game called Emory and Henry, where we lined up a tight end and a tackle out to each side with a receiver behind those guys. The Alabama defense obviously caught off guard, threw it out to Riedel Anthony where he was able to gain some yards, and finally they threw a lateral out to me, and I was able to find Aubrey Hill down the field for a double pass there that set up the eventual game-winning touchdown the next play. To be able to play such a big role, first throwing the ball to Aubrey to set up the touchdown and then catching the game winner in a SEC championship game was certainly special for me. Florida Gators SEC champions 2 years in a row, Heroes of the Fall.
Toyota, moving forward.
.8:55 to go third quarter. Florida 17-14. Urban Meyer telling Tracy Wolfson at halftime, we've got our hands full with Arkansas. He was prescient. They do.
You bet. I mean, listen, this tough league.
Well, Arkansas trying to win the Southeastern Conference Championship for the first time. For this sonic moment, let's throw it down to Tracy Wolfson.
Thanks, Vern. Back in late November 1989, Arkansas traveled to College Station for a regular season showdown with Texas A&M in the old Southwest Conference. Trailing 2017 in the fourth quarter, the Hogs put together a 12-play, 70-yard go-ahead touchdown drive. Arkansas held on for the victory to clinch the Southwest Conference title. This was the last conference championship won by the Hogs.
Well, here's Houston Nutt, 9th year as the head coach for the Arkansas Razorback. He's behind Reggie Herring, the defensive coordinator. It's first down and 10. Leak 0 for 3 in this half with an interception. That's Harvin who joins him in the backfield. Inside, oh boy, it's picked off. Here goes Antoine Robinson, and he will score.